All right, yeah, it's going to be introductions and then national anthem. Looks like. I'll make it work. We could probably come up right after the anthem if you want. Let's do it. From the historic Macon Centerplex in Macon, Georgia, it is perhaps the most exciting time in Georgia high school athletics. It's the semifinals of the state tournament. We begin our coverage of 3 days, 12 games, and 24 teams with Taylor County and Wesleyan, a matchup for the ages. 2 teams with 18 combined state championships to their credit in the last 44 years, and we start with a bang. The opening tip goes to Wesleyan, and the Lady Vikings have the ball after the rebound. Thanks for joining us here on the GHSA Network, and as always, I'm Chris Mooneyham. And a double dribble to start. Taylor County coming into this one, the Lady Vikings, number 5 in the state, 26-1 overall. They finished 8-0 inside of the Eastern Division of the 4A region. Their only loss this season was a 2-point loss to Rutland, and they're outscoring their opponents 61-31. Wesleyan now with the ball. Working it around the perimeter. They come in at 27-4 overall. Dump down underneath and a score. A beautiful pass to Katie Firking. Firking, a junior shooting guard at 6'1", averaging 8 points per ball game. And the push for the Lady Vikings. Loose ball in the corner. This is Brittany Troutman. Brittany looking back out to Majors. Tamara. Kashandra Jackson, a senior guard. Going to give off and try to drive in, but instead, Majors. Xiomara Smith. Back to Jackson. Jackson trying to penetrate, and she's getting pushed out by Taylor Blackman. Now she gives off. Majors, dump down. Troutman. No, pardon me, inside right-hander off glass, no good. That was Artesia Holston. The rebound put back up. Troutman tries for it. She gets it back, and the third effort still no good. Look at the mad scramble by these young ladies. Lady Vikings with a fourth or fifth opportunity here offensively, and a walk. Back to the season summary for Wesleyan. They're number 2 in the state. I mentioned they're 27-4 overall. They're in white and green tonight, the dark uniforms worn by Taylor County. Brittany Stevens, dish out. Jordan Frazier, a 3. That's no good. Pardon me, that was Taylor Blackman. Rebound underneath, pulled away by one of the 3 very good inside post players for Taylor County. A walk. Wesleyan on their road to the state semifinals, beaten all of their playoff opponents by 37 points or more. Stevens at the top. Over to Firking, a 3. No good. Rebound loose. Found inside by Blackman. She puts it up. It's no good. And there's a foul underneath. I believe Holly Wilkins was fouled and will go to the line. I mentioned at the opening tip, this is a matchup for the ages. 10 Final Four appearances for Wesleyan since 2001. The historic statistics are staggering. Wesleyan, 10 Final Four appearances since 2001. Only once did they not play in the state championship game, and they've won 8 state titles in that time span. The Lady Vikings have played. If you thought the last statistic was staggering, get this. You see the turnover and a timeout on the floor. That'll give us a chance to set things up. If you thought the Wesleyan historical statistics were staggering, get this. Taylor County has played in 41% of the Final Fours and 30% of the state championship games since 1968. In 44 years, Taylor County has won 10 state championships. They've won 19 consecutive ball games. This is their 18th Final Four appearance. Their head coach, Matt Troutman, who called the timeout there for the Lady Vikings just a moment ago. This, the 13th time he's led his team to a Final Four since '86, and he's won 5 state titles himself. Wilkins hit with a walk. That's the 3rd time we've seen a young lady hit with a walk so far early in this one. Four-0 ball game. Turnover at midcourt. Jumper, free throw line. Off back iron, no good. And the rebound pulled away by Tamara Majors. Dish, push, jumper, good. It's Kashandra Jackson, the 5'1" senior point guard, gets her team on the board at 4-2. 3. No good, back iron, in the air. Stevens tried to swat it away instead. It's pulled out by Jackson. She pushes with a one-on-one off glass and a walk. Holy smokes. Cutting, Firking runs into a roadblock there in the middle. Stevens drives. Floater, no good. Rebound pulled away by Troutman. Distinct size advantage inside. A turnover at midcourt. Pushing, Blackman is fouled. Taylor Blackman, the junior, going to the line for 2 shots. Starting lineups: Katie Firking, Brittany Stevens, Jordan Frazier, Taylor Blackman, and Holly Wilkins for Wesleyan. The first free throw is good. Taylor County runs out Tamara Majors, Xiomara Smith, Kashandra Jackson, Artesia Holston, and Brittany Troutman. Three ball good. Now we got a discussion between the officials. Trying to figure out if that last shot was a 2-ball or a 3. They'll keep it a 3. It's 9-2. A foul going against Frazier. And an inbounds throw. It's not the situation they want. With Holston at the top dribbling. Now they give it up to the guards. Work around perimeter. Dump down inside. Holston off glass. No good. Ball loose. And it's pulled away by Belcher. Furking. Katie drives. Left-hander no good. And the rebounding young lady was standing on the end line. That was Holston. So it stays with Wesleyan. Furking a 3. No good with the air ball. Rebound by Belcher underneath and a foul. Jocelyn Belcher at the line. She's averaging 6 points, 2 assists per ball game. Sophomore hits the first. 10-2 Wesleyan. Jocelyn knocks down both free throws. 11-2 now, Lady Wolves. This press for Wesleyan has been so effective here early. Don't know if they want Troutman driving like that in the turnover. Wesleyan looking for a double-digit lead now. Dump down. Missed the first. The second is good. That's Kaylin Coswell into the ball game now. She averages 6 points per ball game. And look at this steal. Good hand action there to get that ball away. It looks like it's headed out of bounds, but Lady Vikings keep it. And a timeout. Good job there by Holly Wilkins to defend the inbound lady and come up with the steal, even if just for a moment. Taylor County beat Bryan County in the first round of the playoffs, then Wilcox County in the quarters, or excuse me, the Sweet 16, and took out Pelham in the quarters to set up this matchup. Wesleyan, told you about their road here. They've beaten all of their opponents by 37 plus. They beat Darlington 95-41 in the quarters to get back to Macon. Still looking for the dump down. Finally they get it, and now they have to work it back out as either Troutman or Holston underneath has been double teamed effectively. And here comes the double team again. Holston off glass, no good. Rebound loose, and a big one pulled away by Brittany Stevens. She pushes, and she put that pass out a little too far for Belcher. Jackson Troutman, turnaround, right-hander, off glass, no good. Ball still loose. Holston had it underneath for a second, and she's fouled. 11-2 here as we've started things in Macon. 12 games in 3 days here on the GHSA Network, your exclusive home for the state semifinals. And the first one by Holston is good. Artesia Holston, 6-foot senior center, 11 points and 28 rebounds in their quarterfinal win over Pelham. 11 points and 28 rebounds. She hits the second. 13-4 now. Belcher, a deep one. No good. Firking comes skying in for the rebound. Katie off glass, no good. Ball still loose. And it's pulled away by Majors, and she pushes. Xiomara Smith trapped on base on the sideline there. And this call in favor of the Lady Vikings. A little less than 2 minutes left, first quarter action. And our first semifinal matchup in the single A classification. Majors, Tamara, finally gets rid of it, finds Troutman, Brittany. Back off to Tamara. Gonna find it tough driving in with Brittany Stevens, the defender. Brittany Stevens, one of the fine young little defenders. You see her there on the far right-hand part of your screen in white, number 5. She's got the ball now. She's not only a good little point guard, but a tremendous defender. Last season was her coming out party. Under a minute and a half. 3 ball. No good. Flying in for the bucket is Jocelyn Belcher. Stevens nearly with a steal, ball loose. And the Lady Vikings keep it. Boy, they got to get it over half court. They're going to run out of time. And they did. Turnover in the backcourt, a 10-second half-court violation. Wesleyan's got it back, and you can tell if you're watching out there and you're not even a die-hard sports fan or a basketball fan, this defensive press of the Lady Wolves that has become quite famous in these high school sporting circles has been awfully impressive in this one. Frazier, Stevens a 3 straight away. Good. Can't leave that young lady that wide open. It's 18-4. The Wesleyan machine really rolling here under a minute, first quarter. Firking saved it. Ball still loose. Lady Vikings have it, but they gotta hurry. Kashundra drives, and they're going to get Stevens on a reach in. Stevens out, Blackman in. Jackson to key it inbounds. 25.6 left. Johnson back to Jackson. Tries to drive, baseline jumper blocked. That one sent away by Coswell, and Wesleyan's got it back. They got 15, 14, 13 seconds. Little lob inside to Coswell. Kaylin Coswell, who averages 6 points per ball game, scores. 5 seconds left, over half court. Got to put it up. Xiomara trapped, gives it off, and the shot will not count. The machine that is the Wesleyan Lady Wolves. 20-4 at the end of a quarter from Macon. We take a quick break on the GHSA Network. Back at the historic Macon Centerplex in Macon, Georgia, for the start of second half play. Thanks for joining us here on the GHSA Network. Our first of 12 semifinals. This legendary old building. Wesleyan's defensive press, the story of the first quarter. They lead 20-4. Holston gives off to Jackson. Kashundra. Drives. Floater. Troutman tried to save it, but it goes out of bounds, and it's Wesleyan basketball. Boy, oh boy. Wide open underneath. How does Wilkins get that wide open? Holly Wilkins, 16 points per ball game. A 56% field goal shooter. She had 30 points versus Darlington in the quarters. Great job. Great job by Artisha Holston to put the ball on the floor. She's 6 foot even, and the senior gets the bucket, +1. Not quite. Firking the board and the push. She's got it at the top. Work around to Belcher. Jocelyn. No good. The air ball carries out of bounds. And Taylor County's got it back. Now so far early, 9 minutes into this one, this matchup of two of the great teams in state history been one-sided. Katie off glass and in. Katie Firking. The juniors become one of the more versatile players in this state. Loose ball. Wesleyan, another turnover. The push. The shot, no good. Ball loose. Wilkins gets it. Holly Wilkins. 4 consecutive points for the senior. Great outlet pass. Big bounce. Shot up and good. Xiomara Smith, who had 15 points in the quarterfinal win over Pelham. Holly. Not this time. Ball loose. Firking had it as she was falling out of bounds, but they'll say she was standing on the end line. Lady Viking ball. Lady Vikings in 2011 finished 24-3, lost in the first round of the state tournament to Turner County. Underneath, a block by Firking, and it'll stay on the side of the team in blue. Of course, most of you know what happened with Wesleyan last year. They won their 4th consecutive state championship. A timeout on the court. More staggering statistics. I'm a big stat hound, if you can't tell. Timeout on the court at 26-8. Wesleyan out in front since losing to St. Francis. In the Region 6A final, the Lady Wolves have beaten their opponents by a combined score of 249-101. 249-101. Goodness gracious. Only one time since 2001 has the program, the Wesleyan Lady Wolves, not played in a state championship game. Think about that for a second. Since 2001, only 1 year, Wesleyan has not played in the state championship game. And guess who won the state title that year? That's right, Taylor County. Want to remind you folks to stay with us throughout the next 3 days of action here on the GHSA Network. GHSA.TV, 12 games in 3 days. 24 teams still with the dream of being called state champion. 4 games inside the single A classification. The boys and girls semifinals today. Double A tomorrow. Triple A on Friday. matchup of historic programs, and Taylor County needs a legendary comeback to avoid a memorable blowout. Troutman trapped and rejected. The save back in bounds by Holston, but Wesleyan came away with it in the push. Belcher, Coswell will go to the line. .5:26 left first quarter. This is one of the more highly anticipated semifinal matchups in the entire state, whether you're down here in Macon for the lower 3 classifications or even if you're up in Gwinnett for 4A and 5A. But Wesleyan really showing their mettle. 2 free throws missed by Coswell, excuse me. That's what the Lady Vikings need. Majors, dump down. Holston hits. Artisha Holston, 16-point game. Coswell, pretty good jump step there, but she can't hit. Blast no good by Majors. Big rebound underneath by Holston. She can't hit. Ball loose out of bounds. And it's White basketball. Well, Taylor County not used to a score like this, a 16-point game, no matter who they play. Even if it's another great team. A 3 from the corner, no good. Ball loose in the air, and it's taken away by the Lady Vikings. I think Brittany got a little out of control there on the top. Lady Vikings keep it. Boy, a little bit lucky there. Oh, boy. Jackson couldn't find anybody, had to force it in on an attempt to see Xiomara Smith. Smith had it batted away. Luckily, Jackson was there, but she was fouled. Majors. Dump down. Troutman goes to the right-handed floater that rolls around and in. Lead down to 14. 3. No good. Firking comes flying in for a rebound and a jump ball call. Stays with Wesleyan. Kaylin Coswell back into the ball game. They try to get it to her inside, and it's batted away. Tamara. Troutman hits. Brittany Troutman starting to catch fire a little bit. 12-point game, and you can hear the Lady Vikings supporters behind me, no doubt. A lot of them on their feet cheering on their team clad in blue and yellow. And a call underneath. We're going back the other way. Boy, this press. This press has been so effective this time. They'll hit Belcher on the foul. 6 fouls now on Wesleyan, by the way. For those of you not keen on the rules of high school basketball, when each team gets to 7 fouls committed, the other team gets the 1-and-1 free throw opportunities, which means if you hit the first, you then get a second. But if you miss the first, you get no second opportunity. At 10 fouls committed, the other team gets 2 shots automatically. And we're going back the other way. Boy, this is a pivotal moment for Taylor County. A little over 2.5 minutes left, second quarter action. They've managed to cut the lead to 12. Coswell fouled. And I can see Tamara underneath. As soon as Tamara Majors committed that foul, she turned to one of her teammates and said, "Look, you got to get over here and help me." And that's a good call by her. I'm sure that Matt Troutman telling him the same thing. Third consecutive free throw missed by Coswell, by the way. Coswell, the tallest player on either squad at 6'4". Got a 4-inch advantage on Holston or Troutman, the 2 bigs for Taylor County. Smith. Give it to Johnson. Smith gets it back. A floater that bounces a couple of times and is rebounded by Coswell. She loses it underneath. Off glass, no good. Ball still loose. This is Johnson now. Off glass, no good. Still loose. Gets her own rebound. Collides with Brittany Stevens. Ball still loose. Holston comes out with it. And the Lady Vikings get another chance. Troutman. Ball lost. Oh, boy. And then Stevens lost it. Oh, no, wait a minute. They're calling a foul there on Smith. Oh, boy, that one close. Both young ladies really reaching for that loose ball as it was going out of bounds. You know, I think it might have been the right call. Looked like Stevens had the body position. Rebound, up and in. Taylor Blackman. Taylor, what a shooter that young lady is. This Wesleyan squad may have 4 or 5 Division I prospects, and I mean it. Hard to argue who their best player is. Out of bounds on the errant pass. Taylor County got to be careful here under 1.5 minutes. They had all the momentum, had cut it to 12. Now a couple of less than stellar possessions down on the offensive end, and Wesleyan with a chance to push it back to 16. But speaking of Wesleyan, they got Stevens and Firking and Frazier and Blackman and Wilkins and Coswell. I mean, hard to determine who their top player is. On that play, they hit Blackman with a walk. I'll tell you the other big thing you notice when you check out the statistics for Wesleyan is their shooting percentages. You got Firking shooting at 54%. Stevens a 46% shooter. Frazier a 47% free throw shooter. Blackman at 43, Wilkins at 56, Coswell at 44. They just shoot the lights out. Under 1 minute. Well, they love to shoot the jumpers. The Lady Vikings will shoot some jumpers, but they prefer to work it inside and then out. And that pass is errant. Oh, boy. Boy, I'm surprised she didn't decide to shoot that 3. Instead, she drives in and misses the shot, and the rebound pulled away by Holston. That was Belcher. 30 seconds. Jackson looking for help. Off to Johnson. Antoinette drives baseline and is fouled. "20 seconds left, first half." Antoinette Johnson, the junior, misses the first. Now mark my words, when Wesleyan gets this possession next time, They'll not be one of those teams that runs down and tries to run out the last 20 seconds. They'll take the first good opportunity they get. 2 missed free throws. Stevens pushes. Well, maybe I was wrong. Of course, as soon as I pointed out I'm wrong, I've seen these young ladies probably 8 to 10 times over the last couple of years. Belcher, no good this time. Ball going out of bounds, and it'll leave 1.7 for the Lady Vikings. If I hadn't have said anything, they would have done it. Last opportunity, first half. They'll just toss it in, and the half will wind down. A first half in an historic matchup that was all Lady Wolves. 28-14, Wesleyan doubling up Taylor County at half from Macon on the GHSA network. Back for second half action here at the Macon Centerplex. Thanks for joining us here on the GHSA Network. I'm Chris Mooneyham. 28-14, Wesleyan leads Taylor County as we get ready to start the third quarter play. The story has been defense for Wesleyan in this one. They've hit some open jumpers, but they've also been very dominant inside. Kaylin Caldwell with 6 points inside to lead Wesleyan. A couple of big shots from Holly Wilkins. A big three for Belcher. But the defensive pressure, that's been the story for Wesleyan here first half. They've doubled up the Lady Vikings. This historic matchup, you're just getting home from work. You're tuning in for the start of the semifinals. We've got 12 games, or now 11 and a half games in 3 days here on the network. A three ball, that's good. That is exactly how the Lady Vikings needed to start things. It's Xiomara Smith. Three ball corner. Good. Boy, that is Wesleyan to a T. Taylor Blackman answers a three with a three. Back to 14. Push. Whistle stops play. And they'll say there was indeed a foul, but it was committed while the player was on the floor. Kashundra Jackson was fouled. That's the first half, or the first foul, excuse me, of the second half. Underneath the Holston, and Artesia scores. Artesia had some opportunities first half. Had 6 points. Couldn't quite get the inside game going. At times, they were very good. But for the most part, Lady Vikings offensively were really suffocated by Wesleyan, but even when they had some easy opportunities, they were not able to convert. Boy, look at the defensive Furky. She comes off her offensive man, and Wesleyan, after a wild shot, comes out of the pack with it. Taylor Blackman, layup, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2 shots, Taylor Blackman will, averaging 6 points per ball game. Second on her team in 3-point field goal percentage. Talked about their all-around shooting in the first half as the right-hander dips and shoots and hits. Their 3-point shooting numbers also very impressive. Stevens is 39% beyond the arc. Frazier, the low lady on the totem pole, at 29%. Belcher 31% from the line. Second free throw no good. Blackman at 34%. Wilkins at 36%. Good gracious. Wesleyan like a small college program with all their talent. And to say that they could probably compete with some small college programs. If you're a die-hard basketball fan in this state and you know your history, it's unbelievable what the Lady Wolves of Wesleyan are doing over the last decade. And Wilkins, over the last few years, has been a big part of that. Holly Wilkins with a layup. She had a very fine first half and a timeout called by Matt Troutman, the head coach of the Taylor County Vikings. Goodness gracious. Wesleyan so relentless. They've won state championships. Let me run you through the years here. In 2001, Wesleyan made it to the state championship game, their first as a program, and lost. But then they won the title in 02. In 03, they didn't make the Final Four. But in 04, 05, and 06, they won the state title. In 07, they made it back to the title game again, yet lost. And now, they've won 4 consecutive state championships. So very quickly, I'll do the math for you. From 04 through last season, they played in every single state championship game, winning 6 out of 7. Or check that, 7 out of 8. Staggering. Absolutely staggering. And again, they've got 4, maybe 5 players that are Division I products. And some of their, their 6th player or their 7th man, quote unquote, might also have an opportunity here in the next few years as they get more opportunities to start. The over and back at half court. Another turnover for the Lady Vikings. They've really got to shore up their offense, or They're going to be in big trouble. This game not over, but. And that's a very big but. They've got to start hitting some shots. Dump down to Furking, and I believe they're calling her for a push-off. Yes, in fact, they are. So we're going back the other way. 5.5 minutes, third quarter. This has been a problem all night. Lady Vikings trying to get the ball over half court. They had 3 half-court violations in the first half. Mad scramble. Lady wide open underneath, laid up and in. Cassandra Jackson. And a steal. This is what they need now. Holston tries to take on Furking off glass, no good. And Katie will get hit with a foul. Artesia Holston will go to the line. Third foul, second half for Wesleyan. No doubt, Coach Troutman told them at the half the obvious things they need to do in getting the ball over half court. Need to knock down some free throws, quite obviously. Have to be more fundamentally sound with the basketball, but also theoretically you tell your young ladies, look, we're not going to make up 15 points in 3 possessions. Got to chip away at that lead and have it be manageable going into the fourth quarter. They trail by 12 right now. Ideally, you want it at single digits going into the fourth when you trail so big at the half. It was 28-14. Wesleyan was out in front. Holly Wilkins to the line now. Against Darlington in the quarters, the Lady Wolves led 50-16 at the half. Holly Wilkins late in the third quarter had 26 points. And so did Darlington. Late in the third quarter, Holly Wilkins by herself had outscored the Darlington team. That's just how good. And let me tell you something, Darlington's good, by the way. That's just how good Wesleyan is. They ended up beating Darlington. Goodness gracious. I almost have to read it 2, 3, 4 times to believe it. 95-41. Jackson drives. Nope. Picked up her dribble. Has to give it off to Majors. Tamara. She's pushed out by a defender. Then the bounce pass underneath. She corrals it. Finally kicks it back out. Now the dump down to Troutman. Brittany kicks it out. A jumper. No good. And the air ball pulled away by Jordan Frazier. Jordan been a little quiet in this ball game. Great pass. Beautiful, beautiful pass to Kaylin Causwell. Jordan Frazier, she could arguably be the leader of this team, and she has been relatively quiet. Now a steal. Jordan, with the defender trailing, is fouled. Cassandra Jackson going to get hit with that foul. That's the second on Jackson. The team fouls now even at 3. Jordan at 18 in that 54-point win versus Darlington. She hits the first. She's averaging 8 points, 3 assists per ball game. And she's looking for her 4th state championship. That's the thing. These young ladies wearing white and green and gold tonight have never lost a state championship. That's all they know is winning state championships. That's when you know you have the mark of a great program. These young ladies don't know what it's like to come to Macon and lose. Bad pass. Wilkins. And a foul underneath. Boy, oh boy, that one close. Crowd saw the same thing I did. Looked as though Kaylin Causwell, or excuse me, Brittany Troutman, had all ball on that one. But I'm not officiating. They only give me a mic. And the first free throw good. 18-point game. Taylor County in a little bit of trouble now. Second one in and out. Holston the rebound. Turner County and Athens Christian coming up next here on the GHSA Network in Macon. Semifinal number 1 for the Class A boys. Jump ball. And it's blue ball. Yeah, we got Turner County and Athens Christian in game number 2 here. Then back to the girls' side at the 7 p.m. tip. That'll be Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy versus Charlton County. And then our nightcap tonight will be Lanier County and Whitfield Academy on the boys' side. Boy, if we got some high-profile programs in these semifinals. Just in single A, don't even get me started on the 2 and 3A. Blackman, give off to Belcher, and Jocelyn walks. Having a good time watching the now legendary head coach for Wesleyan. You see her there at the top of your screen. That's Jen Azar. We got 2 future Hall of Fame coaches here, folks, in Troutman and Azar. Troutman with 5 state championships, 14 Final Four appearances, foul underneath. Let's see, is that right? 14? No, check that. This is the 13th Final Four. No, well, 13 or 14. When you get to that high of a number, who cares? 5 state championships for Troutman. As I mentioned, Azar with 8 state championships. Holston at the line. Missed the first, tries for the second, dips, shoots, and front irons it. Belcher. Good ball fake. And a foul underneath. Boy, and the Lady Vikings crowd behind me here, feeling as though the fouls not equally called in this ball game. They've been barking since minute number 2. Now we're really starting to hear it. No good. Just bragging on you, Jocelyn, about your shooting percentage. Don't let me down now. She makes 1 out of 2. 19-point Wesleyan lead. Goodness gracious. Most people believe they're on a collision course with Southwest Atlanta Christian. The top 3 teams in girls single A basketball this year were believed to be Wesleyan, Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy, and St. Francis. Osaka had to play St. Francis in the quarterfinals. They beat them. So that left only Wesleyan and Southwest Atlanta Christian for the semifinals. And many believe they're on a collision course in what would be a highly, and I mean highly, anticipated championship game. Underneath, Coswell the rebound, and she's fouled. If you're not familiar with the teams and you want to have an opportunity to see the teams I speak of, again, Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy coming up at 7 p.m. here at the Centerplex. First free throw for Coswell is good. This young lady's had a good career here. Her final games in a Wesleyan uniform here this week. 18-point game. Troutman a 3. No good off side iron. Rebound pulled away by Frazier, and Jordan splits 2 defenders and pushes. Look for the dump down. Instead gives to Belcher. Jocelyn been driving to the rack all day, and she's been creating opportunities offensively, whether she's been scoring or going to the line, and we've seen her at the line a good bit now, or been dishing off. About the only thing that hasn't been incredible for Wesleyan tonight has been their free throw shooting. Second good. These young ladies, this program is absolutely loaded. Minute and a half left, third quarter play. Oh boy. And now they'll slow it down. That looked like a fast break, backbreaker. Three ball, that could do it. No good off iron. It's loose and pulled away by the Lady Vikings. Here's Troutman pushing. In the open field, she lost it, or it was stripped one way or another. She gets it back and is fouled underneath. Brittany Troutman will go to the line. Slowly but surely, the Macon Centerplex beginning to fill on both sides. Free throw good for Troutman. I mentioned it right off the top today. This is perhaps the most exciting time in Georgia high school athletics. The semifinals of the state tournaments for the boys and girls. Just here in Macon, just in the semifinals, 24 teams, 12 games in 3 days. And of course, the state championships coming up this weekend. Your exclusive home for the state semifinals is the GHSA Network. Any semifinal matchup that you want to see will be right here on GHSA.TV, the GHSA Network. Blackman hits. Taylor Blackman, the junior, 5'5", a guard. Jackson dishes off to Tamara. Majors looking for somebody, gets it off to Holston. Holston going to put the ball on the court and then pick up her dribble. Tamara. Off to Troutman. The dump down to Artesia, and she scores. Well, that was a beautiful play. That was one of the more fundamentally sound, artistically driven offensive possessions of this ball game for the Lady Vikings. And a three goes. My, oh my. Jocelyn Belcher hits a three at the horn at the end of the third quarter. And it's a 48-28 Wesleyan Lady Wolves lead with 8 minutes to play in our first semifinal from the Macon Centerplex on the GHSA Network. Back for fourth quarter action in semifinal number one, day number one from the Macon Centerplex. Thanks for joining us here on the GHSA Network, where Wesleyan has absolutely dominated play in this one. Just kind of had the feeling that the Lady Vikings of Taylor County would put on a little bit of a run and get back in this thing. They cut it to 12 at one point, had all the momentum and the possession, and we've got a foul underneath. I mean, they had seized possession, or momentum, excuse me. They had the possession. They had cut the game to 12. And look, it's hard to beat Wesleyan. It's almost as hard to get the momentum from them. But they had done it, and it felt like they were about to get back in this thing. Then Wesleyan went on one of their patented runs, led by their defense. And their wide open jumpers playing off their good guard play. And they've ballooned the lead to 19 at 48-29. Holly Wilkins to the rack, no good. Kitty Firking the rebound, and they'll call a jump ball as the two young ladies get tied up. It stays with Wesleyan. So barring one of the great comebacks any of us have ever seen, Wesleyan will await the winner of Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy and Charlton County. Again, that one as Troutman shoots a three from the corner and hits. Brittany Troutman hits the three and says, "Not so fast, Chris." 16-point game. Stevens. Brittany underneath the Causewell. Kalen, the floater no good. And an over-the-back foul called on Holly Wilkins. Well, we're going back the other way. Don't change the feed yet. That is, in fact, the 7th foul on Wesleyan. So Taylor County now in the 1-and-1 bonus. They'll shoot free throws now. Artesia, got to have these free throws. And she hits. And they've missed some free throws today, I'll tell you. They'd probably be 5 points, maybe 6 points closer with more made free throws today. It makes a big difference. Second is good. 48-34. 48-34 now. Our score bug wrong there at the bottom of the screen. Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed. It's a 14-point game. Wesleyan out in front. And Frazier to the line. Jordan misses. That's the 8th foul on Taylor County. So both teams now in the 1-and-1 bonus. Taylor County fans begging for a miss back here behind me, and they get it. Got to score quickly. No time to set up, quote unquote, an offensive possession. Jackson. Give off to Majors. Tamara out to Troutman. Driving off glass, and it falls. Don't go away. Stevens. I did speak too soon. I love being right, but I'll tell you every single time I'm wrong. We got a turnover as well. 12-point game at 6 minutes. The push by Jackson. And a foul. She's going to the line for the 1-and-1. Boy, oh boy. Side clad in blue and gold has been supportive all night, vocal all night. Now they got a little more to cheer about. Dip, shoot, and hits. Chandra Jackson, the senior point guard, has been one of the bright spots for the Lady Vikings of Taylor County. They're back to within 11. Now see, this is manageable. This is easily manageable at 6 minutes. They've been able to score a little more consistently inside. They're not a, they're neither a jump shooting team nor an inside dominant team, in my opinion. You'll speak to different people and you'll get different opinions of how they really run their offense, but for all intensive purposes, they love to do both. Whereas Wesleyan offensively, they love to drive to the rack and then either take that shot or dish to the young lady that has gotten herself open. And then they drill a wide open jumper every time. But as for the Lady Vikings, they've got two good bigs on the inside. And they love to dump the ball down to them or work on the perimeter and hit a jumper when necessary. Jackson, big free throw here. And she's got it. 10-point game. Stevens at the top calling the offensive play. She looks over to Coach Azar to get the call. The field general, Stevens. Give off to Wilkins. This historic matchup has not lived up to the billing. Will we see a historic comeback? Firking, as she loves to do, drives to the rack, slashes, and scores. Boy, is she something else. They got some really dynamic scorers over there. Timeout called by Taylor County. I love that timeout called by Matt Troutman. Love the timeout. Don't give your young ladies an opportunity to hang their heads. At 5:26, still just a 12-point game now. You're right back in it. You can still conceivably win this ball game. It may seem out there that they don't have a shot, but you can conceivably win this game. Make sure that your ladies believe it. Now would be an opportunity for Troutman to draw up some sort of a play that maybe Wesleyan has not had the opportunity to scout. Love to see a little more pick and roll action here. Wesleyan's so good at their assignment basketball. I'd love to see the Lady Vikings and Coach Troutman bust out some sort of a pick and roll, a little pick and pop maybe. Fine Holston working around a screen by Troutman. The winner plays Charlton County or Southwest Atlanta Christian, as I mentioned earlier. Talk about some top teams in this state. Charlton County with perhaps the player of the year in the state. Southwest Atlanta has won 21 in a row. So we'll have high drama in our second girls semifinal as well. Xiomara's trapped. Gives off to Majors. Tamara hits the deck. The ball still loose. Wesleyan's got it. This is a big opportunity as Firking drives off glass, and she's fouled. Yes, they will call the defensive foul. Boy, that was awfully close. No, wait a minute. They are going the other way. Well, I told you a moment ago, I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong just so I can admit when I'm right. And there I thought they may hit Firking with the charge. It was awfully close. They did, in fact, send us back the other way. 12-point game, but they got to get on it. Majors. Troutman. Don't need a three, young lady. She drives. She's trapped. She's got to dish it off. And a steal. Holston lost it on the inside. Wilkins. And wisely, they'll set it up. No shot clock in high school basketball. This I call the Scott Janovich special. My broadcast partner not with me this weekend. My usual partner, that is. He's up in Gwinnett covering the semifinals up there. He absolutely loathes the lack of a shot clock in high school basketball. You can see Janovich calling the Gwinnett semifinals right here on the GHSA network. I'll be with Justin Hanover tomorrow and Friday. I know Janovich is missing me. Or does he even notice I'm gone? 12-point game. Little over 4 minutes left. Belcher. That's the thing, and I can't say I disagree with him too much. I hate the fact that a team could run, well, literally the entire game down offensively. Timeout called. We'll keep it here. 30-second timeout call by Azar and Wesleyan. When you ask anybody to tell me something about Jan Azar, they say, well, she'll raise her voice, but not terribly. She'll get on to you, but not too strictly. But she's a great teacher. And while she's lecturing you and getting on to you, she's also teaching you a lesson. You love those coaches that will really coach and teach you with, treat you with respect, but let you know what you did wrong, why you did it wrong, and how to correct it. 4 minutes left between Wesleyan and Taylor County, two of the most highly decorated programs in the history of Georgia high school girls basketball. It's been a one-sided affair for the majority. You see the score on your screen there if you're just tuning in from around the GHSA network. A 12-point Lady Wolves lead. But it's a 10-2 Taylor County run. We were at 48-28 at the end of 3. Dump down. Causwell is fouled. Boy, what a decision there. Belcher decided to throw the lob into Causwell, and I'm laughing because I saw Brittany Stevens look over at her, all wide-eyed, and pointed at her and said something to the effect of, wow. She misses, or hits the first, excuse me, and then misses the second. 13-point game. At 4 minutes, Taylor County got to get on it. Going to have to start hitting some of those outside shots. They've got to have quick possessions. Off glass, nearly in. Rebound, Holston couldn't quite get it. Oh, and a big rebound pulled away by Wesleyan. Couple of bunnies underneath missed. Wesleyan now looking for a death blow. Minutes. Wesleyan looking for their 11th Final Four in 12 years and a travel. Taylor County, percentage-wise, not one of the top three-point shooting clubs. But very soon, if not right now, they're going to have to start taking some. Majors. Tomorrow tries to drive, caught on baseline, kick out. Troutman, they need it, and it's an air ball. Stevens comes away with a rebound. Brittany Stevens has it, and it's nearly time to start fouling. 2.5 minutes. Now they're playing back. I'm watching the action, and then Coach Troutman waiting to see for the call of a foul. I don't know if they're going to do it. Are they waving the white flag at 2 minutes? Frazier at the top. And finally a foul. You'll see Amara took a shoulder in the mouth. See Amara Smith hit with the foul there. What a fine young freshman player she is. We'll hear more about, or more from that young lady as the years go on. Timeout called on the court. Exactly 2 minutes left in a 13-point ball game. Again, coming up next on the network. After a little bit of a break, we'll come back to Macon for live coverage of Athens Christian Eagles, number 7 in the state, versus the number 8 Turner County Rebels. First free throw good. That's the first of 2 semifinals in the single A classification here in Macon. A 15-point game now. That may just have been the icer. Majors off to Jackson. They just don't have the offense for this type of a comeback. Dump down. Holston goes to the right hand, off glass, no good. Ball loose. Brittany Stevens comes out with it. And with a minute and a half left, Wesleyan is headed back to the state championship game. It's been a tremendous season for the Taylor County Lady Vikings. They'll fall to 26-2 overall. This will be just their second loss of the season as Coswell hits the jumper. Goodness gracious. It will end their 19-game winning streak, and their 18th Final Four appearance in program history will be a sour memory at best. But today, well, today will belong to the Wesleyan Lady Wolves. They will play in yet another state championship. Goodness gracious. Coming into this one, they had beaten all of their opponents in the playoffs by 37 plus. This one will be, at the very least, a double-digit win. In 2009, they beat Savannah Country Day for the state championship. In 2010, they beat Savannah Christian. Last year, they took out Pace Academy for the state championship. Those were championships 2, 3, and 4 in a row. And they've been on a roll ever since losing in their region championship, outscoring their opponents by a wide margin. A foul late will continue our play. Mass substitutions for Wesleyan. Get some of the bench players and younger players some championship time. They'll forever be able to say, yeah, I played in the state tournament in the semifinals. Katie Firking at the line. One of the key cogs in this 3-year run for Wesleyan. And as time runs down, the Wesleyan Wolves, for the 11th time in 12 seasons, are going back to the state championship game. The 4-time defending state champions will have a shot at history and a shot at a handful of rings. 55-40, that's your final. This historic matchup turns into a blowout and a 15-point Wesleyan Lady Wolves over the Taylor County Lady Vikings. And you've been watching it right here on the GHSA Network.